This is Building a Creative Life. I'm Pam Vale, a New England artist, bringing the world of creativity to your door through casual conversations with artists, creators, and everyday people, helping curious, midlife women begin their next creative chapter. I'm glad you're here. Let's get started. Hello, creative friends. I'm Pam Vale, and welcome to the show. This is part 2 of a 4-part solo series where we are slowing down, taking stock, and giving ourselves permission to acknowledge, reflect, and integrate the growth we've experienced. If you missed last week's episode, I talked about the importance of pausing to acknowledge our progress and actually celebrate what we've done, big or small, before rushing on to the next thing on our list. Today, we're exploring something that's a big part of my own creative identity, being multi-passionate. The old phrase, jack of all trades and master of none, implies some kind of negative label. But through the years, I've learned that being multi-passionate is not a weakness. It's simply the way that I'm wired. For me, being multi-passionate is like being a musician who doesn't want to play just one genre or even just one instrument. My creative drive isn't tied to a single medium. I thrive on the actual process of creating, like problem solving or learning new skills or making connections and noticing patterns, or experimenting with different materials. That used to make me self-conscious, especially in my business. I thought I was watering down my creative contribution and that for some reason I would be better off narrowing my focus. But I could never do that. Now I know variety is not a flaw, it's a feature. And I'm definitely not alone. When you try lots of different creative expressions, you learn about yourself in ways you wouldn't otherwise. You might start a home decor project and end up fascinated by a tool you'd never used before. Then that could lead you into an entirely new creative rabbit hole. That's the gift of exploration. It opens doors you didn't even know existed. My past guests have shared perspectives that really support this idea. Nicola Farnhell talked about how multiple creative outlets allow you to heal and grow in different ways, each one connecting you to a different part of yourself. I think that's fascinating and so valuable in your personal self-discovery journey. Mila Milak spoke about being neurodivergent and how having a variety keeps her engaged. For her, and for many of us, different outlets stimulate different parts of the brain and help sustain interest over time. It's not about being distracted, but more about helping us focus. We live in a world that loves labels. In art, in personality, and especially in food. If I say I'm vegan or vegetarian, people think they instantly understand my choices, but it's much more nuanced than that, and not so black and white. In creativity, it works the same way. Labels make it neat and easy to categorize, but creativity isn't black and white either. It's full of gray areas, and that's where the magic happens. You can be a potter who occasionally paints, a writer who sometimes knits, an introvert who enjoys hosting a creative group. There's no single type of creative. Being multi-passionate doesn't mean you have to be actively doing all of your hobbies at once. I come in and out of knitting and crochet and embroidery. Sometimes I'm all in for months, and other times I set them aside completely. Then I might paint or make jewelry or work on my thrifted Tudor-style dollhouse. Maybe it's planning a trip or a party or making costumes. It's about having a creative rotation, different options to suit your energy, your environment, and your mood. Not all creative outlets have to be part of your everyday life. Some can be special occasions like a Renaissance fair once a year, a specialty class or a workshop, or maybe even a milestone birthday project. These bite-sized experiences are especially great for trying something new without the pressure of a long-term commitment. At a Renaissance fair, for example, everyone is in costume, so you can experiment without feeling exposed. It lets you build your creative confidence with a little safety net. I can't imagine doing the same thing every time I want to create. For some people, a deep focus in one niche is perfect. And if that works for you, great, run with it. For me, variety keeps me inspired. It's not about chasing the next thing. It's about allowing space for different kinds of joy and curiosity and self-discovery. So if you're someone who loves many things, you don't have to choose. You can build a creative life that makes space for it all in your own rhythm and at your own pace. Next week, we'll keep building on this conversation. I'll share another layer of creative life that's shaped how I work, how I live, and how I see myself. And I think you might see a bit of yourself as well. In the meantime, I'd love for you to notice all of the different ways that you've expressed yourself creatively lately, whether it's daily, seasonal, or just once in a while. They all count. Because in the end, there's no wrong way to be creative. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe for free and share it with a friend. It helps others find the show and grows our community. Remember, creativity is yours to define, there are no rules, and it's never too late. Until next time.